Welcome, everyone, to the best sports gambling show on the planet. This is WagerTalk Today. I am your host, Andy Lang. Jam-packed show. It's Wednesday. We got action all across the board. MLB, WNBA. We got team totals. We got PFL. We're going to talk about board is loaded, breaking down the best spots to attack, whether it's sharp sides, props, or totals. Guys, we are locked in. We got a lot of work to do to keep stacking these wins, so let's get started. You guys know what to do. Hit the button, the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. We are going to do another featured game. Put the winner and the correct score in the comments section below after the show is over. Nobody came close. 1-0 game. I mean, 1-0 on the baseball game. So we're gonna try it again. Yeah, nobody saw 1-0 coming. But we got another game that we're gonna do. So all right, let's get started here. Gianni is not here, guys. Gianni is recording a UFC show, and so I'm gonna do the quickest Steam report ever. I'm gonna fumble my way through this, so bear with me. We're gonna go and do Major League Baseball, National League. The under is being pounded in the Pirates and Milwaukee game. Looks like there's a lot of under money coming in at Washington, San Diego. I love the Cubs. The money's coming in on the Cubs, and of course, money and tickets are coming in on the Dodgers. Then we go to the American League. Only thing of note: a couple of unders, Texas and Baltimore. It looks like Boston and the Angels, the unders are getting hit pretty hard, and everyone loves Toronto. Everyone loves Toronto, and the under in that one, Tampa Bay and Kansas City, a lot of money on the under. The big one, though, we go over to WNBA. We're going to talk about this game. Ronald Cabang is going to come on and talk about this. The Connecticut Sun in Las Vegas, this opened at minus 15.5. It's now up to minus 19. So that's where all your money is going in that one. So, all right, who we have on for the show today? Ross Benjamin's going to come on, talk Rangers and Orioles. Jesse's going to join us, talk some Dodgers and Rockies, and, of course, a little bit of CFL. Art Dicesare is going to be here. We're going to play Beat Art Dicesare. We're going to go over some NFL win totals and divisions. Ronald's going to come in, talk the Sun and the Aces, and at the end, Jim is going to join us for PFL, and we're going to break down the Baltimore Ravens, 11.5 wins. Jam-packed show. All right, let's bring in Ross the boss and get this party started here with the Rangers and the Orioles. Ross, how are you today?
I'm doing great, buddy. You know, these free picks at WagerTalk TV, I know it's a little hard to believe, but the videos don't lie. On a 19-1 and 34-8 run, Andy.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah. So the views have been going way up. The likes have been going way up. So they should when you put together streaks like that. But boy, oh boy, those don't come along very often, do they, Andy?
No, they don't. No, they don't. Well, let's get into it. Let's break down the Rangers and the Orioles. We got DeGrom for Texas. We got Young for the Orioles. How do you break this game down?
Well, Jacob DeGrom is having a fabulous year over his last 10 starts. As a matter of fact, a 1.76 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, averaging over 6 innings pitched per start. And in those 10 starts, the Texas Rangers went 8-2. So he certainly gives them an excellent opportunity to win every time he takes the mound, despite some of the Rangers' struggles offensively this year. DeGrom is 3-0 in his career against the Baltimore Orioles with a 1.31 ERA, 0.82 WHIP, averaging just a shade under 7 innings pitched per start. And he's 25-8 in his career road team starts versus teams like the Orioles that are being outscored by 0.5 or greater runs per game. So the Orioles have certainly qualified in that regard. And DeGrom has fared very well in his road starts against teams like the Orioles. Brandon Young makes just his third career start for the Baltimore Orioles. His first two didn't go very well, Andy. 6.23 ERA, a 2.19 WHIP, and quite frankly, with a 2.19 WHIP, his ERA, he's lucky it's only 6.23. He walked 8 batters in just 8 2/3 innings pitched in those starts and hasn't made it to the 5th inning on either occasion. The Baltimore bullpen doesn't figure to be a lot of help for the young starter for the Orioles, as their ERA as a staff over their last 7 games, 4.94. Their WHIP over those last 7 games, 1.68. And this current Baltimore roster, the players on this roster right now for the Orioles are 2 for 18 lifetime against DeGrom. That's a 111 team batting average, and they struck out 9 times in those 18 at-bats. Right now, I'm seeing Texas at minus 156 at DraftKings. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows I'm very hesitant and very rarely, if ever, go into that uncharted territory for myself of minus 150 or greater. So I'm going to use the alternate run line over at DraftKings. Texas -1 at money line odds of minus 125 over the Baltimore Orioles on Wednesday evening.
Love it. Great breakdown, Ross. I couldn't agree more with your breakdown of Young on that one. That guy's in a tough spot today. So, Brent asks you Ross, you ready for college football?
I am. Football? Boy, oh boy. Last year, number 1 in units earned, number 1 in win percentage over at WagerTalk.com. And man, there's a lot of great handicappers there. So that's something to be proud of, including Andy, including Jesse, all the guys on today's show. And also finished number 2 in 2023. And if you combine 2023 and 2024, college football number 1 in units earned with over 77 units of net profit over the last 2 seasons in college football. Right now, $4.99 will get you my college football 2025-2026 annual package right through the national championship game. That price is going to go up to $6.99 just before the season starts. Take advantage of this offer because it's good until August the 1st, Andy. And Major League Baseball premium picks 32-21, 60% run. All sports since May 13th, 47-30, 61%, and a net profit of 35 units during that course of time. So a lot of great things to like right here for myself at WagerTalk.com.
Russ, do you have your eye on a college football team that you're maybe looking to fade, maybe looking to support? I know it's super early, but have you checked out any of these rosters?
Well, when I was on with Kelly last year, I liked Notre Dame as a sleeper, and they got to the national championship game. I would think I'm seeing a lot of love for Notre Dame this year because of their soft schedule. And I would say that I would fade Notre Dame or stay away from Notre Dame with any type of futures bets in terms of national championship odds or even their regular season win total. So that would be the one team that sticks out to me right now in terms of who to fade or who to stay away from. Maybe next week I'll have somebody that is a sleeper type of pick for you, Andy.
Oh, that'd be perfect. That'd be great. Yeah, get us a sleeper for next week. So, Ross the Boss Benjamin, thank you, Ross. Continued success. Good luck on your plays. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that now. We've got a lot of really good promotions going up at Wager Talk. I'm focusing on the 7 days of all access / flex picks from your favorite Wager Talk handicappers. We've got this marked down to just $69. That's less than $10 a day. It covers all sports, and the beautiful thing is you can use it on any handicapper you want. You can pick one handicapper, use all 7 days, or you can switch it up. You can use one day, then somebody else the next day. So, I mean, we've got MLB, we've got UFC, we've got PFL, WNBA, soccer, golf, more. So stick with your favorite expert, mix it up. That's the beauty of these packages. So we've got this marked down for $69 over at WagerTalk.com. Full access to all of your favorite and best handicappers. All right, let's go all around the world, do some free picks here. We're going with WNBA, going PGA Tour, and we're going with MLB. We will start the WNBA. I like this Valkyries team to go over 76.5 on their team total here. Liberty, they started off the season 9 straight wins. They've lost 3 out of 4. Their defensive rating has slipped, and the Valkyries, they're playing very, very good. They've flown over this total the last 2 games. So I think we're getting a very low total based on what the Liberty did the first part of the season, not what's happened recently. Valkyries up to 6th in offensive rating last 6 games. PGA Tour, we're going to the Rocket Classic. Harry Hall over Hideki Matsuyama. This is a no-brainer, and Hall's the underdog in this matchup. Hall finished ahead of Matsuyama 3 straight tournaments. The last 30 days, Hall has the 4th best total strokes gained in the field. Matsuyama's putting and driving have been horrific. Like, like me out there hacking away at it bad. So take Harry Hall over Hideki Matsuyama. This one comes from Jimmy Adams. Red Sox at Angels. Angels minus 120. You can read the full write-up at the WagerTalk free picks page. Fitz is pitching for Red Sox. Angels had 3 homers and 6 runs first inning against him. Red Sox lost all 5 games that he has pitched in. Likes Kikuchi, who's pitching great, 7 innings and 2 runs against the Astros in his last start. So look at the Valkyries team total, looking at Hall over Matsuyama, and at Red Sox versus Angels, looking at the Angels. And yes, Titans, everybody is on the Angels today. So those are your free plays. And now let's have a chat with our good friend Jesse, who is, listen, Jesse is bustling through it. I know you're not feeling good. Thank you so much for coming on here and doing this for us. So, love the jersey. Love the jersey. You're already in college football mode. Is that your alma mater? Is that like your favorite team? What's the Colorado theme?
It's funny that you've asked. Actually, the way I got this jersey was ahead of the UCF game last year. I had a big bet on UCF. And a guy in the comment section said Colorado's going to beat them by double digits. It was a home game for UCF. I said, you know what? If Colorado beats them by double digits, I'll go out and buy their jersey and wear it on next week's show. The jersey didn't arrive on time for the next week's show, but the jersey has arrived, and I wear it with pride. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Colorado fans. I don't bet on or against any team every week, but, I like to pick the spots, and Colorado fans don't like it too much when you bet against their team.
Yeah, there's a few fan bases that take it personal. It's like we're not insulting you. It's just
any SEC team, any SEC team, they'll come for you.
Yes, very rational fan bases in the SEC for sure. Let's go to MLB. Let's talk Dodgers versus the Rockies. Highest total on the board at 11. We got Yamamoto for the Dodgers, Dollander for the Rockies. Who do you like in this game?
Well, everybody's gotten comfortable fading the Rockies. They've been historically bad. I don't think you're going to want to fade the Rockies here with this line. The Dodgers -1.5, -220, a little bit too expensive. Fading the Rockies. You don't want to be doing that at that price. So I think the value here is going to be with Colorado's team total over 3.5. The Rockies kind of sneaky, playing a little bit better lately. They're actually top 10 in the majors in scoring in the month of June. They've been averaging over 5 runs per game in June. Yamamoto, great numbers, so it doesn't look like a particularly good spot as far as the matchup against the starting pitcher. But you dig a little bit deeper, the Dodgers are 0-4 in his last 4 starts. He's given up 8 runs on 13 hits in 11 innings in his last 2 starts. It is Colorado. We saw the Dodgers win 9-7 in game 1. The Rockies did score 4 runs late in that game. And I expect Yamamoto to be in for 5 innings or less here. I don't think you need any more wear and tear on your starters' arms in a series in Colorado when you're probably going to be up big after 5 innings anyways. The Dodgers bullpen, though, they ranked 21st in the majors, team ERA of 4.32 amongst their relievers. So they can certainly be had for a few runs with Colorado's bats being a little bit hot lately. And that number of 3.5, a little bit juiced, -135. But the way Colorado is swinging the bats, the way the weather has been in Colorado, it's been quite warm, hitter-friendly conditions. I like Colorado to go over their team total here.
Love it, Rock. Love it, Jesse. It's absolutely the way to go with that one. They had 28 hits in the game yesterday. Both teams combined for 28 hits, so each team had 14. So yeah, you're right about the Rockies here. All right, hit it, Dan.
Dan's sleeping.
Dan's asleep at the switch here.
No, the problem is, Andy. The problem is I have to join you for you to be able to hear me. But yes, the air raid is blaring. The air raid is definitely blaring.
All right, the air raid, this means this is the feature game. This is the one where you got to pick the correct score. So put in the comment section after the show, the Dodgers and the Rockies. Tell us who's going to win. Tell us the correct score. If you get it right, you get some free WagerTalk swag. And if anybody gets up to 3 correct, then you get to come on the show and you get to do your own segment. So let's get closer. 1-0 tripped everyone up, but after the show is over, put in the comment section the Dodgers and the Rockies, the winner and the correct score. So Jesse, let's talk a little bit about the let's talk about CFL. It's early in the season, but good Lord, you got the who's who and the terrible ones. Alouettes, Rough Riders, Bombers, they're undefeated. Tiger Cats, Argonauts, and Elks, they're all defeated. So what's your breakdown? I mean, is this like I already see a money line of a minus 500, and we're in like the fourth week. Is this pretty cut and dry? Who's good and who's not this season?
I think the question is who's healthy, Andy.
Okay.
The problem with the CFL is it seems like every team loses their starting quarterback. BC's starting quarterback's out. It sounds like Montreal might be going to their backup this week. Toronto has not had their starting quarterback available yet this season. That's the secret. Find who's got the healthy quarterback. Even Saskatchewan this week, their starter missed practice out of the blue. I'm hoping he's going to be able to go. That's the trick here is who's going to start at quarterback. Last week it was Nathan Rourke sitting out for the BC Lions. My only play was betting against the BC Lions and Jeremiah Masoli. And in my analysis, I said over the last 5 seasons, Masoli's thrown as many picks as he has touchdowns, and he was picked off twice in the red zone against the Bombers, and the Bombers blew him out.
Nice. So basically check the injury report and then adjust accordingly on the lines. Any teams you're looking at maybe supporting over the next couple of weeks, or just play it by ear and just keep an eye on the injuries?
I'm looking at BC, and if Masoli starts, I probably don't. If Rourke starts, I might like the over in that game.
Oh, I love it. If
awesome Masoli starts, probably just fade BC again.
Yep. I mean, backup quarterbacks in the NFL are one thing, but backup quarterbacks in CFL are a whole different animal. So, Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. Tell everyone what you have up at WagerTalk.
I got one MLB play available. Going to be looking at CFL. I've got to wait till I get the final word on those quarterbacks. Doing pretty well with both CFL and MLB. Number one was CFL for the current season. Number one was CFL since I joined WagerTalk in 2020. Total record was CFL 91-58, 61%, up 81 units. Doing pretty well with baseball as well, hitting 61% for the season. That is also number one, number two in units and ROI. So baseball and CFL, baby, that's the only 2 sports available, it seems like, and we're doing pretty good with both of them.
All right, Jesse, thank you so much. I know you're a little bit under the weather. Thank you for taking time out of your day to do this and not calling off. So, Jesse, everyone, go check him out. Let's see. What do we have up, guys? Guys, we got a big cricket play that goes off tonight, and we got a 5% PFL best bet that goes off on Friday. So those are plays that are up. Cricket's been incredible. 4-0 run last 4 games. 23-9 run on cricket. So if you've got these books that have Major League Cricket, definitely jump on board. This is one of the more beatable leagues in cricket that we have had. So take advantage of that. And again, 5% best bet is up here. So, all right, let's, are we bringing in Art, Dan? Are we bringing in Art first? Okay, let's bring in Art Dicesare. Art, how are you, sir? How you doing, man?
Andy, what's up, my brother? Good to be here.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We're going to play Beat Art Dicesare, but we're doing this game now where we let everyone post in the comment section. We pick a game, and they have to pick the winner and the correct score. And if they get it right, they get free swag. What say you? Dodgers and Rockies, what's your prediction here?
Oh, man. I'm going to say 8-6 Dodgers.
8-6 Dodgers. Art is in at 8-6 Dodgers. And again, guys, put in the comment section after the show, not the live chat, the comment section below. So, all right, Art, let's play Beat Art Dicesare here to get us started here. What actually did you guys get beat in the NHL playoffs, or did you do well with the Panthers?
We were fine. For us, really, the big thing was the NBA. We really needed the Thunder. We needed the Thunder to come in because for the future book, it was so good for us to kind of just scoop up the whole pot. Pacers would have been a slight loser for us, but it would have been from, when that game ends on Sunday, your numbers Monday morning would have looked kind of pedestrian, where Monday morning with the Thunder winning, the numbers look really, really good because they end up winning the title.
Nice. All right. Where can we beat Art Dicesare this week? Public money, sharp money? Where is Art susceptible? How can we beat Art Dicesare?
Well, let's just look at a couple of the Major League Baseball games today. The 3 sharp moves we've seen from the overnight numbers. The Brewers, who are getting slight money at home, plus money at plus 105. That game's basically a pick-em with the great matchup between Skeens and Mizrachi. And, a first 5 of 3 under 20 is just crazy. You got to throw that out there. So we've seen Brewer money come in. Cubs have seen a big jump from minus 122 to minus 142. That's a 20-cent move there. And the Guardians, a slight 10-cent move. They were basically a pick 'em overnight at home against the Blue Jays, minus 105. They're now minus 115. The big thing that will beat us tonight is, let me just say this. The Yankees are in all money line parlays today because obviously they've lost 2 straight. So everyone's taking, obviously, the Yankees on the money line, whether that's minus $2, minus 210, doesn't really matter. But we had a really big house player come in and lay 2.5 with the Dodgers. That is our run line. We do not have 1.5. We have minus 2.5, minus 150. And that's a big 5-figure bet from a house player. So we need the Dodgers to either lose or win by 1 or 2. That is what can beat us tonight. The Dodgers winning by 3 or more. That's why my prediction was 8-6.
Calculated guess. Yep. I love it. Dodgers get the win and don't cover. All right. Well, we always want to be on your guys' side. Long term, it just always seems to work out. So, all right. You mentioned the Thunder. What was something that Art Dicesare got beat on over the last week?
I think
nothing.
To be fair, because
you're just going to say nothing, are you?
No. To be fair, I didn't really answer your NHL question. We did get beat a little bit on the Panthers. I'm not going to sit here and say for the series we didn't get beat on them. But it's funny when you add up everything at the end of when you close a season. Obviously, you have the series price, but then you have an exact result. You have, we have our matchup. Florida to beat Edmonton in the Stanley Cup. We have, Florida to win in 6. Then you have the future book. So for the series price, did we get beat? Yes. But in the overall scheme of things, when you add everything up, it was not a bad NHL end to the season for us.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to NFL. Let's talk some win totals and let's talk some divisions here. We'll start with win totals. Any significant moves, any significant bets that have your attention so far?
Absolutely. I think there's 3 we need to hit on right away. Bears, we opened 8.5 over minus 130. So it was juiced to the over. Now we have flipped. We are now still 8.5, but now we're minus 130. So we've completely flipped the juice on that. And let me always say this, and the next one we're going to get to has moved, half a win. When we put up a number, whether it's, let's say it's an 8.5, it takes a lot to go to 8 or 9. And especially to go to 7.5 or 9.5. It's very hard. Most of the time, you're going to be moving juice, maybe move something half a win. To move something a full win outside of clearly a big injury, a quarterback, something like that. And when, a major quarterback gets hurt, you might move something 3 wins, 4 wins. So that's a totally different scenario. But the Raiders, we did open the local Raider team 6.5 over minus 140. Now we have gotten to 7. Because when we're sitting at over minus 140, we're basically saying our next move is going to be to 7, sitting at minus 140 on the over. Maybe we'll get to minus 150, but we decided, hey, let's just go to 7 flat, minus 110 both sides. We feel good about that. So a lot of Raider over money has come in, and my team has been getting pounded on the under. I'm a lifelong Giant fan, if anyone knows, anyone who watches the show. Giants 5.5, we opened over minus 130. Now it's Giants 5.5 under minus 125. So the Giant under money has flowed in all summer. And you got to remember, these lines, we've had our win totals up, 2 months now. I mean, they've been up for a little bit now. So you start to see the money start to trickle in. And now with the 2 other sports over, and people can start focusing on football when we have a Hall of Fame game about a month away. Now the attention really turns to football. So now you'll see people start to zero in on some of these win totals, divisions, and all the other things.
We're going over the Baltimore Ravens here at the end of the show. They're at 11.5. Any action on them?
Now, I mean, right now, when you see the high total teams, the Lions, the Ravens, the Chiefs, things like that, normally you see Eagles. You normally see the guys want to come in and bet the under on that. They want to find the best under number they can. If it's 11.5 and it's flat -110 everywhere, but maybe you could find -105 somewhere, they're going to take that 5 cents of value and just want to bet the under on that, because that's what you see. You never really see public people come in and bet the high total teams under. If anything, they bet them over.
All right, let's go to the divisions. Every year, I don't know. Every year, why don't we just bet the Chiefs? What line do you have there? I mean, you got the Raiders, you got the Broncos. I know the Chargers must be better, but it's Mahomes, it's Andy Reid. They just rinse and repeat, and they're at reasonable money. Why isn't this just every single year?
Andy, you're right. And this is the cheapest I remember the Chiefs being. Chiefs -$1.25. I mean, that's the cheapest it's been in a while. But you got to be fair. The division has gotten better. We know the Chargers with the coach. They've drafted well. And the team I want to talk about at the division who's hot is the Broncos. The Broncos are hot in the season wins. They're hot in the division, even though we have them sitting there just under 4-1 at +375. They're the third choice in the division. The Chargers are just under $3 at +290. The Broncos have seen a lot of love because the defense should be top-notch. Nick's probably takes another step. They have a Super Bowl coach in Sean Payton. And I think people are feeling at some point the Chiefs have to not be as great as they've been. So you see some people taking shots with the Broncos at almost 4-1.
As long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are there,
I'm with you.
I'm not rolling the dice with that. Any other action on any other divisions? I see the Bills are huge favorites. Ravens are favorites. Texans is a little bit interesting. Eagles at -135. I'm sure Dan's got opinions there. Johnny, Detroit's in here. Detroit Lions are +145. Bucks are big favorites. I like the Bucks at even money. But the NFC West is the crazy one to me. I mean, everybody's kind of big plus money in that one, correct?
You and I are on the same page. That's the one I wanted to talk about. I think all the other divisions in the NFC are pretty interesting. You mentioned the Bucks in the South. We have -110. Atlanta's gotten a little bit of love. I think people believe Carolina will be better, and obviously the Saints probably the worst team in the league. But the NFC West is interesting. When we open, we have the Niners at +200, so $2. They've come down a little bit. They've closed the gap between the Rams. Rams are +160, Niners are +180. And I think people feel the Niners will bounce back. The schedule isn't that hard. Cardinals is kind of one of those teams where nobody's going to bet them to win the division, but they're +425. And they got the Seahawks at 6-1. But I think the back and forth as we approach week 1 between the Rams and the Niners, I think by the time we get to week 1, barring major injuries, I could see the Niners flipping the Rams there and them being the division odds-on favorite over the Rams because it's real close right now. And I think as we get closer, I think you'll see maybe Niners +150 and you'll see Rams +175 in that range where they just basically are 1A and 1B in that division.
All right. What's your favorite one personally?
If I really had to go out there and make a bet, I think it's the Eagles. I hate to say it as a Giants fan, and I know Washington is going to be fine. I don't believe in the Cowboys and obviously don't believe in the Giants. I think the Eagles at -140 are pretty cheap. I just do. I just think they're clearly the best team. Washington will give them a run for their money, but I hate to say it as a Giants fan. I think it's the Eagles.
You just keep giving me Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid every year.
I get it.
I'm a happy camper. So Maurice Walker says the Bills, -260. That's just a lot of juice. So you get Josh Allen injury, and all of a sudden you're kind of sweating it. So, but yeah, they're by far the best team. All right, Art, tell everyone what you got going at the Westgate Superbook.
Well, guys, listen, we'll be talking football here in about a week. We're going to have our contest signups, July 1st. I mean, less than a week. So we're going to have all that type of stuff. Survivor, NFL. We have a new college contest, which is like super contest for college, 7 games a week. So listen, if you're in town over the next couple of weeks, come down. You want to get signed up for any of the contests. We'll have all the signage, all the paperwork. And don't feel you can't ask for me. I'll come out, give you a couple of minutes, get you kind of on the straight line to get signed up for all your contests.
Nobody's better than Art Dicesare out in Vegas. Thank you so much, Art, for your time. And it's football season. We'll keep doing this every week. Thank you so much, Art Dicesare. If you're in Vegas, go in there and say hi. It's real. If you haven't been in their Superbook, it's really, really cool. So we keep moving on. We're going to bring in Ronald Cabang, and we're going to talk WNBA. Again, guys, please hit the like button if you're watching this live. If you're watching after, the likes really help our algorithm. And don't forget to put in the comment section after the show your pick of who wins between the Dodgers and the Rockies. Give me the correct score. You get free WagerTalk swag. So, all right, let's bring in Ronald here, and let's talk this absolutely insane wild line move, Ronald. I opened minus 15.5, and now it's minus 19. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I get it. I get why it's this big. But give us the breakdown on this. We got the over under at 159.5. We got a WNBA team that's almost 20-point favorites.
It's wild. It's a lot of points, and I think a lot of people are going to be scared to take that spread. So I actually have a look on the team total. On one of the team totals, Andy, I know you've been crushing the team totals in the WNBA too. So I think it is a market that we could continue to tackle here. If you look at the Sun here, obviously really struggling on the season, 2-12. There's 6-game losing streak right now. This is the second game of a long road trip. I think it's a 4 or 5 game road trip, but second game on the West Coast now. They did lose to the Valkyries by 16. They only scored 63 points without Marina Mabry, and she's going to be out again. They actually covered 3 straight prior to that game, so they were on a little bit of a streak, but losing Mabry is a lot of offense that this team really doesn't have to overcome right now. Obviously, they're huge road dogs, right? It moved from 15.5 to 19, like you mentioned. Asia being back for her 3rd straight game, I think that's a big plus for them. Their offense is going to continue to get a little bit better, and then their defense gets a lot better when she's on the court as well. They're coming off of a nice win against the Fever on Sunday. Prior to that, they were 1-5 straight up, 0-6 against the spread. So they were really struggling on both sides of the ball. But this is a really good matchup for them to get back on track here. If you look at the Sun side, they're 1-6 straight up, 5-2 to the under on the road. So they really struggle more so on the road on the offensive side of the ball because they're 6-1 to their team total under in that situation there. I mentioned how bad the Sun offense is. Well, without Marina Mabry, it's a lot worse. When she's on the court, 92.1 offensive rating. When she's off the court, 86.4. One of the other things, though, if you want to look at it from a team total perspective, their defense actually gets better. Goes from 112.7 defensive rating to 102.6 when she's off the court. I know from a pace perspective, the Sun are dead last. And this number being at 19.5 is going to inflate the team total for the Aces quite a bit here. So a couple ways to look at this. If you want to look at a team total, Aces team total 89.5 would be the way that I go here. They've only gone over this number 1 time this season. They also have a game tomorrow as well. So they could, even if they have a huge lead at halftime or if they have a good chunk of points going to the final quarter, they could slow it down here and save some energy for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, this team total for the Sun is 70.5. I mean, that's about as low as it gets, and I'm not taking the over. Not with Mabry out. You just can't. You can't do it. I was going to ask you if you think my opinion is right. I cannot wait to bet against the Chicago Sky the next few games with Cardoso being out. I think they're going to be awful, really, really bad. What do you think about the Chicago Sky moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that you could think of without Cardoso is obviously, they're too big, right? You got Reese and Cardoso. That's one of their big advantages there. They may play a faster pace, in my opinion. You continue to do that because Reese can play that kind of point forward type of role. And if they get her at the center position and get some wings for the rest of the positions, they will play a little bit faster, but they're not going to have as many offensive rebounds. So offensively, there could be a situation. I guess we got to see how the books adjust, right? Are they going to bring the total up because of the pace, or are they going to bring the total down because obviously their offensive efficiency might come down, second chance opportunities will come down. I don't know. I mean, they've already been struggling from the 3-point line as well. So not having her, that's going to have the perimeter offenses get a little bit tighter too. So it's going to be tough. We got to see how the books adjust, in my opinion. Defensively, I think they're going to struggle a little bit more. The pace goes up, less offensive rebounds, more possessions for their opponents. Maybe team total overs for their opponents would be the way to go looking forward.
She's so good. I love watching her play. She might be my favorite player. I love watching her game, man. It's so good. It's so slick. It's so smooth. So give us another team you're keeping your eye on in WNBA before we let you go.
I would say continue looking towards the Valkyries. I know there's some roster stuff today. I think Aerial Powers got released because Fagbenle is coming back, but she is out for today's game. But moving forward, they're just well coached. They get their big back, who is great on offensive boards within the paint, offensively and defensively. She can actually step out and shoot the three as well. That's going to help them a little bit more. I think just because from a coaching aspect, Nakase has NBA experience. She's come from the Aces who won multiple championships. They're going to be well prepared every single game. Are they going to win more than they lose moving forward? I'm not sure, but I know that they're going to be a lot closer than most people think. They're already a winning team as in their inaugural season. I think a lot of people from the beginning of the year didn't expect them to be this good. But it really comes down to preparation and coaching, and they have what it takes to be able to stick with a lot of these teams. You're going to see numbers like today, 9.5, 10, 8 throughout the season. They're going to be able to stay within these numbers, even if they don't win outright.
We got a couple comments here for you. Brent has got some plums. He's grabbing the 19 points with the Connecticut Sun tonight. He's thinking they can keep it close. And this is a great question. Ronald, can you, Ethan wants to know, what's the best card that you have behind you? What's your favorite?
I got a LeBron rookie back here, but my overall favorite is not graded that well, but it's a Kevin Durant in a Sonics jersey autographed. So for me, since I'm from Seattle, and that was like one of the last years that we had the Sonics, that's my favorite card. I also have a Mahomes rookie. I got some Shohei, Kobe right there. A lot of my favorite players I put right behind me.
That is awesome, man. That Kevin Durant card's sick in the Sonics jersey. That is badass. Awesome stuff. Ronald Cabang, tell everyone what you have up at Wager Talk.
Yeah, I do have one WNBA play on that Liberty Valkyries game. Number one all-time WNBA profit leader at Wager Talk, back-to-back number one seasons. During the regular season for this season, up 31 units, which is number one again. So going for 3 straight number one finishes. And I am looking at a solid 5% play tomorrow. Just waiting on one roster status. And once that goes, I'll be able to put that into Wager Talk for the clients. It's going to be a 5% play, just waiting on that injury status. But look out for that, WT.buzz/RC. So a lot of things going really well for the WNBA.
Awesome. Great stuff, Ronald. Always love talking WNBA, and incredible collection behind you, man. Thank you so much, Ronald Cabang, everyone. Let's bring in Jim Malaro. Let's talk a little bit of PFL. Nice job. You gave out a winner on this show last week. Go over real quick. What's this card, the weight divisions, and then we'll go over a free play.
So I believe we have heavyweight and middleweight in this division. So we have the bigger guys. So we're waiting for totals to come out across the books. Totals always come in real handy with the higher weight divisions for sure. So counting down the minutes, headlined by Fabian Edwards and Josh Silvera. Will we say that the A-side Edwards now is Fabian Edwards?
It's hard to believe, but yeah, Fabian Edwards may be creeping closer to being the best Edwards brother now that Leon is not looking great. So, all right, let's go down the card a little bit, and we get to fade a guy that we love fading in Carl Albrechtsen. So talk to us about this fight and how we play it.
So first fight we're going to talk about is Rafael Xavier against Carl Albrechtsen. Now, this is the angle that we spoke about when I was first on the show at PFL. Carl Albrechtsen was viciously knocked out by elbows 7 weeks ago, and now he's fighting again. This is what PFL does. They crank these guys out. They put them through such a schedule. Albrechtsen is 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He's been knocked out multiple times. His cardio, if you look at his fights, he doesn't get past the second round. So he looks good in the first, but then it just all falls apart. He's matched up with Rafael Xavier, who fought Simeon Powell to a split decision for his debut in PFL, which is not a small accomplishment by any means. Some people actually thought that he won the fight. The best part I love about this with Xavier, even though he has 8 losses, he's never lost by submission, and he's only been knocked out 1 time. So either Albrechtsen has to pull a rabbit out of his hat and finish him early, or Xavier in the second round is going to be able to get the striking going, fight off the wrestling of Albrechtsen, and we know how that chin is. So give me the chance for Xavier to touch his chin at 166. This line is moving, so if you're going to play it now. I would say he's going to close probably around 215 by Friday.
This is one of the themes that you and I follow. It's really hard for fighters and teams to be great every single night, but bad is bad most of the time. So we look at who are we fading. We start with who are we fading, not necessarily who are we betting on. Carl Albrechtsen's fighting? Great, we're going to fade him. So, all right, let's jump to the main event. Let's talk Fabian Edwards and our good friend. Let's talk these two fighters at where they are and how we play in this one. Edwards, a massive favorite.
So Edwards is a big favorite, and I would say rightfully so. In this division, he has the pedigree, he has the competition level advantage over most of the gentlemen in this division. He draws Josh Silveira. Now, Josh Silveira is 14-4. You can chalk up about 4 of those wins to being the luckiest guy to ever set foot in the cage ever. He has wins by guys dislocating their thumbs. He has wins by guys gassing out. He has wins by guys making extreme gaffes in the cage and giving him opportunities. In his last fight, he fights Mike Shipman, who is from the same scene as Fabian Edwards, that European MMA scene. Wins a unanimous decision. I didn't think he was too impressive. What he did do is do what Josh Silveira does, which is hold you up against the cage, use his supposed wrestling to hold and stall. He's not really a chain wrestler. One thing I will say about Josh Silveira is you could hit him with a sledgehammer, and he is not going to fall down. Never finished in any of his losses. In any of his career, he's never been finished. So that mixed with Fabian Edwards, I have to believe that Fabian Edwards is going to have the movement and the sharpness on the feet to land the better strikes, the cleaner strikes. And let's be real. Josh Silveira is the perennial bridesmaid in the PFL. He makes it to the finals, he makes it to the semifinals, and just doesn't find a way to get there to the championship and win the title. This is also Josh's first time fighting high-level opponents at this weight class. He used to fight at light heavyweight. So I think Fabian's going to edge out a decision in this spot. I'm going to go with Edwards. I think you're going to have to parlay him. We're going to wait and see when totals come out. I think the over 2.5 in this fight is a slam dunk parlay piece, if you can find a nice piece to go with it. We'll see what that line is when they come out.
Yeah, I'm much more interested in the total on this one because I think we're getting a better price. -500 on Fabian. I think it's crazy. He can go long stretches without being active. And, yeah, Josh gets the wrestling going. Fabian, few strikes here or there. Over is absolutely the way to go. So, Jim, thanks so much. We got a 5% best bet up. Jim and I collab on all those. So, really, really excited for our 5%. 9-3 in MMA 5% best bets. And we're maintaining on that number 1 spot in MMA Units 1 at WagerTalk for 2025. We're looking to go wire to wire. Thanks, Jim, for joining us. Appreciate it. And let's have another good PFL card.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your week.
By the way, guys, we do live shows on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. So if you want to join us, the live betting is where it's at. Live betting UFC is where it's at. We did a live show for UFC, and we realized real quick that all these fights were going over because it was so hot in the arena, and it was just bet overs, but you realize that when you get the live shows. So if you want to join us, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'll tell you how to join us. So, all right, one more segment, and then we're done for the day. So guys, hit the like button. Don't forget, leave a comment with the Dodgers and Rockies. Who wins? What's the correct score? But now we got to talk the next over/under season win totals. Let's bring in Dan as we talk the Baltimore Ravens. They are at 11.5. Dan, they were 12-5 last year. How did they lose to the Raiders and the Browns? Two of those losses make no sense. No sense whatsoever. I'll go first here with this one. Off-season moves. They do get Awuzie for cornerback. They signed DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not sure that's a needle mover. They signed Picard, that big-ass blocking fullback that's nicknamed Pancake Pat. So they're running the ball.
Yeah, it's a good nickname if you're a fullback.
Great nickname. They got Stanley, offensive tackle for Lamar Jackson's blindside. Pro Football Focus ranked the Ravens offense 1 and their defense 7. Special teams were 30th last year. They really struggled with special teams. Obviously, kicker issues, we'll say. PFF has them ranked as the second best roster coming into this season. So let's go over the schedule here. This is not an easy start to the year. I mean, it's a gauntlet. It's at Bills, then they get the Browns, but then they go home Lions, at Chiefs, Texans, Rams, and then I like this stretch here. You get Bears, at Dolphins. That is a short week, though. But at Vikings, at Browns, Jets. That's a really, really good stretch of winnable games. And then it gets hard. Bengals, Steelers, at Bengals, Patriots, and Packers. I think this line is pretty much where it needs to be. One Lamar injury and this over is smoked. Every single one of those games that they play with the Bengals is going to come down to like the last possession. The Steelers always play them close. They've got games against Bills, Chiefs. I'm going slightly into the under. A lot has to go right for them to get back to 12 wins. So I'm going to lean under 11.5, but I can't say it's super, super confident.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on this one, Andy. And Art kind of underscored just the way that I look at these elite teams. When you come into the year and you're looking at an 11.5 win, it's the same reason why I know that you were bullish on the Eagles. You heard Art likes them to win the division. But as far as the win total is concerned, you're not going to find me playing an over on an 11.5 because just as you astutely said, Lamar Jackson goes down, forget about it. You're not going over an 11.5. And the other thing that I want to point out is there's some stretches on this schedule. Sure, say what you want. Baltimore Ravens are the elite team in the AFC North. I completely agree with that. I don't think you'd find many people to disagree with that. But the Bengals, they'll likely be better this year. And that stretch of where you play the Bengals on a short week after you play the Jets, who the Jets aren't going to be good, but the whole Jets MO this year is going to be beat the shit out of you, right? Like they're just going to try and make games ugly, make games dirty. That's why, they brought in a very aggressive defensive coordinator from the Lions to be their head coach. But you're going to play the Bengals on a short week after playing the Jets. And then you have the Steelers, who AFC North games are always slobber knockers. And then you play the Bengals again. So just that little stretch of AFC North, AFC North, AFC North is absolutely brutal. And you figure, Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers, this is going to be where they can, stack some wins. They're going to sweep them twice. Like the fact that they finally beat the Steelers twice last year was something that Lamar Jackson really hasn't done. If you look at his record against the Steelers, there was a stretch where the Steelers won 4 straight games against them. There was one loss in there, and then it was another 4 straight games, one of those an overtime win. So really, Lamar Jackson hasn't absolutely dominated this Steelers team or dominated in the division. There are going to be a lot of big favorites. We know what happens with the Baltimore Ravens with favorites. The only way I would lean to this one is under. It feels right. Don't get me wrong. I like the Ravens to be a Super Bowl contender again this year. You figure they finally have to break through, but you will never find me making a case, even for my Eagles, even for a team like the Ravens, even a team like the Bills. Forget it. There's better wagers to make than betting over 11.5 wins on an NFL team before the season and not getting crazy plus money back on it, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dan and I are going to lean to the under on this one, but listen, they could absolutely go over. They have another great season. They could absolutely go over this one. We know they're going to be great, but slight lean to the under, but not nearly as confident as we were yesterday on the Falcons. So, all right, that is going to do it for us, guys. Don't forget to take advantage of some of those promos. We got 7 days worth of all access flex picks knocked down to $69. Pick your favorite handicapper or mix it up. Each day you can pick a different handicapper with that special. No promo code needed. That's at the deals page. We got a 5% PFL best bet is up. We're live in cricket tonight. So hopefully we do this again tomorrow. We get to come back and say, man, we made us a bunch of money and the weekend's looking good. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget to put in the comments section prediction on the Rockies and the Dodgers. Good luck on all your plays and take care.